Hi, David.
Hello, hey Joe, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good, good.
Excellent.
We'll get started in a few minutes here.
Yeah. Nobody else is on?
Oh no, not yet.
Yeah. Quick question, Dave. I'm
Sure.
a little bit confused about if getting the Monster Scalper or the other one for the stocks, because I didn't see any opportunity this yesterday, today to go in. So I'm afraid, I don't know, and I need your advice. I'm afraid that I'm a little bit limited with the Forex.
Okay, so you're saying that
Maybe I should consider the stocks. What is that thing called? I'll tell you right now.
stock boss or sniper trader, which one?
Stock boss. Yeah, the stock boss is the one for $10 and up or $10 or down.
So stock boss is $6 and down and
Okay.
lower, down to about penny stocks.
Okay.
And then Bull Master is $10 and higher.
Bull Master is $10 and higher. Okay.
Yeah, and then Sniper Trader is our weekend system, yeah, that we use to trade really options, stocks and options for the weekend.
Yeah, I feel a little bit confused.
But I wouldn't base, I wouldn't, hey Kim.
Hi, Kim.
The different markets will be there'll be periods where they're slow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wouldn't base my decision on that.
No? Okay.
Stock boss has always been a popular system. And also Monster Scalper.
There it is.
But it's all preference.
Yeah.
It's all preference. So this evening we keep the floor open to just Q&A or any questions, concerns, anything you guys want to look at as far as the markets, the systems, anything at all. So we'll go ahead and get started. So Joe, yeah, you were asking as far as the systems, which ones that might provide more opportunity.
Yeah.
And like it's gonna vary. It's gonna vary depending on what the markets are doing.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, the last few weeks, Forex Monster Scalper was really good. Especially with the yen pairs. So we might go through a period here for the next week and a half where Forex is slow, but then it might pick up again.
Right.
And then the same thing, like here, all the yen pairs have given sell signals. So we're in the ZAR right now and still the Turkish pairs. But so things might slow for a bit, but then if you look here, so you never want to, I wouldn't base, if you're looking to get I like trading all the systems, but that's just me. So that if anything moves, like here, for example, equities was slow for a while because we had a sell signal on the Dow here and nothing really happened here. And now we broke resistance here. And now the equities is moving higher. So we'll start to see more opportunities in the stock market because we've got the buy signal here on the Dow, buy signal here on the S&P, breaking, making all-time high. So stocks will follow.
Yeah.
In the NASDAQ, we'll look to get a buy signal, perhaps definitely later in the week. If we can get above this resistance here, we'll get a buy signal. So,
Okay.
so what will happen is we'll start to see more opportunities here, more stocks come in heat seeker right here. Okay,
Yeah.
for stock boss, and then bullmaster right here. So it really depends on what the markets are doing. Every trader have their favorite market, you know, their favorite market and or favorite system that they like to trade.
Right. Yeah.
But the goal is to whatever is moving, we
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be, we want to
Of
be,
course.
we want to be
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I see Bitcoin is moving up. It's going fluctuating, going up.
Yeah, so Bitcoin, yeah, we can talk about Bitcoin. We did get a sell signal here in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was right around, give us a sell signal right around 61,000. So right here was where we got the sell signal right at 61,000, and now it's moving higher. The concern with Bitcoin though is that we do have a sell signal, right? And then we've got a purpose support and resistance that came in today.
Yeah.
All right, so it is in trouble. I mean, we could always break this resistance here and move higher and then get another buy signal to take it up. Just kind of like here. But we will definitely wait.
Okay.
Yeah, these moves will sometime bring in a lot of new buyers. Okay, a lot of new buyers, and then come back down, hit support, and then so we don't want to get caught up in any of that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So we would just wait. We would just wait here until we get a new buy signal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anything you guys want to talk about? Go over?
So the Eurozar did not have a strong buy signal, correct?
What's that?
The Eurozar
Uh-huh.
did not have a strong buy signal, or?
You said it did not have a strong buy signal?
Yeah, no, I'm asking if it did or didn't.
All right, let's take a look at it here. So we've got two pairs, the dollar ZAR and the euro ZAR. So let's take a look at the euro ZAR here.
Yeah, they're chopped.
So the euro ZAR, these are our top trending pairs right now. The Turkish pairs, EUR/TRY and USD/TRY. We should be already in those. Okay, those have been trending for a while. The next pair group that's consistent, okay, that I see are the ZAR pairs. So you've got euro ZAR right here, and then USD ZAR right here. All right. They're still fine, but they're holding, right? So let's take a look right here. So this was previous resistance here, guys. So here was previous resistance, and we got a buy signal on this candle right here. Okay, it gave a buy signal pretty high. Ideally, we want to get the buy signal right, this triangle right above here. but the price moved so fast that it caught it up here. All right.
Right. Yeah.
So this is now support. Okay.
Mhm.
This is now support. Okay. So price give a buy signal here and really got to this resistance here. Let's draw this out. This will make sense. You guys see this resistance right here?
Yes.
Sure do.
Yeah, so basically it caught this resistance here. And now price is holding near
Mhm.
previous resistance becomes support. Okay, so now it's trading right at support here. Now it's holding this support. We've got white consolidating candles.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would hold this trade
Mhm.
because it's still holding. Right here is kind of tricky, okay?
Yeah.
Because it hasn't given us a sell signal yet. So the buyers are still holding, right? But we could get a sales signal at, this is a forward chart, so we could get a sales signal the next time that the 4 hour opens, okay?
Right.
But what I like here is that it bounced off right here, and now it's moving higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could get hopefully we'll get a green candle. If we can get a couple of green candles, we might start to move higher. Okay, this is where a lot of traders will panic, right in this area here when the price pulls down. Okay, so we just want to hold on and then let it do its thing. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
There's a good chance that it could pull up. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the strongest stock, right? So like I said, EUR, TRY, we'll take a look at those. Probably the strongest, but the ZAR pairs usually try to move with the Turkish pairs. All right, USD, same thing here. USD ZAR, a high buy signal. So basically caught this resistance, right? This resistance right here, and not this here. Ideally, we want that buy signal right here.
Yeah.
Here is resistance right here. So broke resistance, and it's now holding this support right here. So when we're watching this price action, right, and this happens, just say a little prayer for price to hold this support. Okay, this support here, which was previous resistance. So as long as it holds this, we're fine. And hopefully hopefully we want a green candle, right? A green candle, and then move higher. Let me see if I can find something like, kind of like here, right? We got a white consolidating candle, some white green candle, and then it continues the trend higher. So it's not a major concern, but it is here. See here? We have a white consolidating candle, green candle, and then moving higher. Okay, this is what we don't want. We don't want these white candles, red candle, break support, and then a sell signal here. The difference between this is a huge difference. We haven't talked about this a lot, but this is a big difference here. This price action here is very different from here. Okay, so why is the price action here different from here? Forget the red candles here. So just the green candles here. All right, and then the white and green candles here. Why is it different here compared to here? Why do you guys think that is? Why is it different? I think it's different, but why do you think I think it's different?
The one on the left is just a pull back to support, continuing to the upside, and the other one is a test of I'm sorry, let me get this right. The other one is a pullback to support, then it breaks above resistance and continues up. And the one on the right, the last one you were looking at, that one is trying to hold support and it just couldn't do it and the price failed. So that's the difference between the two.
Very good. Very good. Very good. When we get this type of price action towards the end of the move, we want to be more concerned about this, right? Because there's a high probability that we'll get, that's the end of the trend, we'll get a sell signal. When it happened at the beginning, when this happens at the beginning, okay, at the beginning of the buy signal, near the buy signal, it's usually just a pullback to test the support level, okay, to test the support level to get traders out. Okay, so institutions are trying to, a lot of traders will put their stops right in this area in here. So they'll put their protective stops, guys, right here.
Right.
So they'll put their stops. Okay, so they'll put their stops right below resistance, right in this area here, hoping that if the trade, you know, goes against them, they'll get stopped out. And what happens is this: the brokers, along with the institutions, have well, the brokers have access to those stops. Okay, so it's an industry. A lot of traders, most new traders aren't aware of this. Okay, the more advanced traders are usually aware that brokers will run stops. Okay, and that the brokers, along with the institutions, the brokers will sell their data, okay, to the institutions, meaning that the brokers, let me do this here. Okay, let's bring this. And that's the reason why we do not provide any stop loss with the system. So what the brokers will do, this area in here is basically in here, okay? A lot of traders will put their stops right in here, okay? And the brokers, along with the institutions, will see those stops. A stop meaning that there's a trigger. So if the price comes back, so we get a break of resistance. If the price comes back down, okay, the institutions are pushing the price down, okay, after, just think of this move here as confirmation, okay, that we out of the accumulation phase. And now we've got the buyers are in control, right? So the buyers say we are definitely in control, but before we take the price lower, okay, we want to get a better price. I mean, I'm sorry, before we take the price higher, we want to get a better price. So rather than buying up here, they're gonna push the price down lower, okay, to get a lower price, okay, and also to kick out all the stops that are in here. They're gonna kick them out, okay. Okay, and in addition to kicking them out, okay, that will put that will move the price higher, so they'll get a cheaper price. So rather than buying here, they'll buy down in here. But also by kicking out all the stops, that pushes the price higher also. Okay, so anticipate this. Always anticipate that when we get a buy signal above resistance here, always anticipate a pullback. Yeah. If we do not get a pullback to support right here, then we basically got lucky. Right? But always anticipate a pullback to support. It will almost always happen.
Mhm.
Okay. What you can do, now this is a bit risky, but if you notice this candle here has been going from white to green, this candle right here, right? It's been blinking from white to green. So buyers are coming. It's moving from a consolidating candle to a bullish candle. So if let's say, for instance, you're in this position here, you bought here, right? You bought in here, and now it's pulled back. If you're aggressive, you can wait until we get a green candle here and add to your position. Okay, so rather than being scared out of the position, we can manage this process knowing that this is what's happening. The institutions are bringing the price down to kick out. A lot of traders, guys, were kicked out right here. A lot of traders, see this candle, this wick came all the way down in here. Okay,
Yeah.
that kicked out a lot of traders. A lot of traders were hiding right in here, and they got kicked out of the trade. Okay, if you see here, that candle is now turning green. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Sure do. Yeah.
Yeah. So this would, I would wait for this candle to close. Okay, close. And if you're aggressive, if just a bit aggressive, you can add to your position here. Okay,
Right.
that's a really good move. Okay, because that large candle here, another good trick is to recognize the size of the candle. So just know that when we have a large candle like this, guys, that's a lot of money coming into the market. Okay, that's a lot of buying. That's a huge candle there. So that's a big institution, right? That's coming into the market. So that's an aggressive buyer right here. That's an aggressive buyer bringing in a lot of money into the market. So we're definitely bullish. Okay, so where most traders will be concerned about this pullback, we don't want to be concerned. Okay, because what phase are we in here? What phase are we in here? What phase are we in this area right in here?
I would say after it sells off and starts going back up in the accumulation phase.
Yeah, so we're still in the accumulation phase, okay, but also we are getting into the markup phase. Okay, once we get a buy signal, think of it like this: once we get a buy signal, we're in the markup phase. Okay, we're in the buying phase. Okay, so unless we get a sell signal, we're in the buying phase. If we get a red candle, if we got a red candle in here, then we want to be very concerned. We'll probably get a sell signal. But these are really great trade setups right here. If it holds that, if it holds like right here, if it kind of holds it, we don't get a red candle, so we don't get real selling coming in. We get a green candle in here. Boy, those are powerful moves to the upside. Those can be, and guess what? You're averaging, you cost averaging, so now you're getting the cheaper price down in here. So where most traders are looking, they've gotten stopped out. If they were lucky to get this, they're getting out of the trade. Guess what? We are getting ready to add to our position. Here was one that's a bit riskier. I mean, this one pulled, look at this, guys, it pulled all the way back. Look at this. I mean, it got everyone out. Everyone out. And then guess what? Moved higher.
That's one thing with me, David. If I get out of a position prematurely and there's a buy signal, I'll get right back in again.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. You know, if
can you repeat that?
Say it again.
Can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
I said, can you go back to that other section of this chart?
Yeah.
Was it? I think it was the pound yen.
Yeah, pound yen. Yeah. No. Yeah. Pound yen. Yeah. If you go back to your left. Yeah.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in there.
Mhm.
Right
That
here.
one.
Yeah,
That one area there. Yeah. What would happen is if I entered right there where the blue arrows pointing up your buy
Yeah.
signal because you broke
Right.
resistance, and then if it turned back around, if I were to get out, which we don't have a sell signal to get out, but if I were to get out right after those white candles and you start getting the green ones in, where
Yes.
we're back to where we were when we had that blue arrow again.
Yes.
I would actually simply get back in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit less also the cost, a little cheaper.
Yeah. Or even if you got in exactly where you got in before, that's
Mhm.
okay. That little loss that you've had when you look at the trend of that chart, you'll more than make up for it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
those are great opportunities.
Mhm.
And the way trading is very mental. It's a mental game, and
Mhm.
this area in here, just remember that all your decisions you're buying, if you notice that the system is always buying at resistance, selling at support, buying at resistance, selling at support. This is where all of your headaches will happen. So this is where all of your emotions will come into place, right?
Yeah.
Right between support and resistance. So this is a good, and we talk about, buying on resistance and break support and all of that. And in our one-on-one coaching, we go into that, your emotions and all of that. But if you guys understand what's happening with price, and what I want you guys to really start to do is anticipate this. Okay? So when you get a buy signal, you get in 90% of the time. I want you guys to anticipate this pullback. You're going to get it.
Yeah.
Most often than not, you're going to get this pullback. Okay, before the price moves higher again. If we get a buy signal and it just moves into a trend, we just got lucky.
David, on that
Yes.
note, Bitcoin, the same thing has just happened. It shot up and everything. Same thing. Can we expect a pullback on the Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. So the same will happen to the downside. Okay. So now that doesn't mean it will happen with Bitcoin. We could get a break above this resistance in here, get a buy signal in this area. But understand this. Okay, whenever price is moving, so the same thing that you get a pull, you're gonna get a pullback on a buy. Okay, you're gonna get a pullback on the downside also. Okay, so traders, the institutions could move a price if they're looking to take Bitcoin down. Okay, they would push the price up further higher to get a cheaper price. The higher they move the price, okay, they would get a cheaper price to then take it down. Now, I'm not saying that will happen with Bitcoin, okay, but it could. So for instance, let's find, for instance, so look at this pattern right here. Keep this pattern here in mind. Notice that we've got a sell signal here, right? And then the price is moving away from support and is moving higher to resistance. And we've got a purple support and resistance, so that's bearish. Okay, so let's go here to the shorts.
The reason I was asking that is for that same reason. I sold on the sell signal and then it's coming back up. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I was getting a little bit like, you know, I'm not to get emotional and things like that, but it started to come back up again, you know?
So it's starting to, we have a sell signal and it's starting to go back up. So what would we do?
So I'm hoping for a pullback.
You're hoping for a pullback to go in what direction?
No, I sold it around the 60 point when we got the sell
61.
signal.
Okay. So you're
Yeah,
hoping
I
for
sold.
you're hoping
I
for the
sold,
price.
and then now it's coming back up. So if I want to buy back in right now, which I'm not going to wait, I'm going to wait till we get the buy signal. But what I'm saying right now is I sold everything, not everything, but I sold, and then now it's coming back up. So if I were to buy in right now, I'm going to buy in at a higher price that I sold at. So that's why I'm asking the question, you know?
And that's okay. Okay, and that's okay. So let's say, for instance, right? So let's say Bitcoin moves higher and then we get a buy signal up in this area, and let's say 66,000. That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. Don't feel okay. Boy, I'm glad we're talking about this, right? Okay, so don't think that, okay, so you got out here, and let's say Bitcoin gave a buy signal right here, and we get back in up here. Don't think of this as a lost opportunity. That's what you're saying, right? You kind of
exactly.
Yeah. Don't think of it that way. As a trader, we're looking for, all of your trading is going to be done between support and resistance. So this is where a lot of traders will get tripped up with this right here, okay? Because what could happen, so let's say the price Bitcoin gets all the way up in here, okay? All the way up in here, and we chase the price. Let's say we don't get a buy signal, right? And we buy right here, right? Without a buy signal, okay?
Right.
The risk is that, guess what? You buy here and then the price continues to come down. Okay, so understand that, there is a reason why we are buying at resistance and selling at support. There's a reason why we are buying at resistance and we are selling at support. Why are we buying at resistance? Why are we buying at resistance? Why are we buying at resistance? What's happening with price at resistance when price breaks resistance?
We're looking for a higher move.
We're looking for a higher move based on what? What's happening?
You get new sellers come in.
We got
Buyers.
I'm sorry, new buyers come in. Sorry about that.
We got new buyers coming in, right? So
Yeah.
buyers are in control. Remember that, okay? And then we sell at support because what? Because the sellers are in control, right? Anything else, right, is no man's land. Anything else from that, guys, is no man's land. All you're doing, if we just follow this price action and we buy and we execute trades based on what's happening right in here, you're gonna lose money. It's just a wasted effort. If you notice here, right, here is support, right here. Here is resistance right here. We've got a higher resistance here, but right now here is near-term resistance. Anything in here is no man's land. This is where most traders will lose money. Okay, so let's say the price will do that to us. The price will move higher and we think that, hey, it's getting away from us. Okay, we're missing out on the trade. And guess what, right? The buyers are still not in control. That's why we use the system. That's why the systems, if you look here, guys, all this area here, there was no buy signal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if we would have traded any of this right here, guess what? We would have lost money. If we would have bought here, you see my cursor? Okay, we would have bought here, we would have lost. Price would have gotten us up, say, oh man, price is moving higher, let's get in. Guess what? Bam. Price is moving higher, let's get in, bam. Right? It wasn't until here that the big institutions, the buyers got in. This big candle here, that's a lot of buying coming in. That this was the real move. Okay, so don't get caught up. And it's hard to do because we see the price moving higher. If Bitcoin gets up to about, let's say, 65,000, and we're not in it, you're not gonna be happy. You're just not going to be happy.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm coming from because I sold on the sell signal, which is like 61 or 60 or something like that. So yeah, you're exactly right. So it's like nerve wracking. Like, oh my gosh, why did I sell?
Yeah, but that's we have to change that thinking. We have to absolutely change that thinking because guess what? What if it comes down? What if Bitcoin comes down to 58,000 right here? What would be your thinking then?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm glad I got out when I did.
You're glad, yeah. So we don't want to play that game. Okay. Stay with support and resistance. Stay with support and resistance, right? If we stay with support and resistance, okay, it will we'll have a clear head. Okay, we'll have a clear head. And the cool thing about the systems, on all of the systems, everything is done based on support and resistance. Okay, the cool thing is when you see this sometimes, right? You'll see price where price does this. We have a sell signal. Price will move, continue to go higher. And then you look at price another day or two, and it's back down in this area here, and now it's breaking support and it's going down. And when that happens, guys, I have so many traders that will say, man, I'm glad I didn't get in, or I really trust the system. Okay, so never follow the price. That's a fool's errand. Okay, we've got purpose. Yeah, we've got purpose support, and if we draw a trend line here, right? So you see here. So there's sometimes there are things that's happening to price that we are not seeing. Okay, especially if we are new to trading. Okay, that's why I always say trust the system first before you trust yourself. Okay, trust the system first before you trust yourself. Because there are things that's happening with price that as new traders, we just don't see. Okay, so if you look here, okay, we've got a high here, high, lower highs, price is making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we've got a purpose, support, and resistance. Purpose, support, and resistance. When we want to buy, we want higher highs, and higher lows. See that here? Higher highs and higher lows. Now, price made a high, and now it's making lower highs. It's not able to make higher highs. That is very bearish. Okay. That's very bearish. And what price could do in this downward trend line, it could hit here, okay, hit this trend line here and continue to move downward, down to this area in here, hit support, and guess what? Moving lower.
Okay, you just made me feel better. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of this has to do with just initially trust the system, just trust the system. As as you guys get, as you learn more about trading, you can trust yourself more. What could happen is that price could get back down in this area here, break. However, if it moves higher, break this resistance here. I doubt we'll get a buy signal. We could get a buy signal on break of this resistance here. I don't think it's strong enough resistance here. We might wait until we get a break of this area up in here to get a buy signal. Okay, but don't feel that this is a lost opportunity. It's not a lost opportunity because it's no man's land. It's no man's land. It's not tradable. This is not tradable, just like this was not tradable. Okay. Just like this was not tradable, this is not tradable. And what most traders will do, if they trade anything, if they trade in this area in here within the accumulation zone, they will lose most of their capital. Let me repeat. If traders trade within this area in here, okay, they will lose most of their capital. So by the time the trade breaks out into a nice trend, they're either too frustrated to trade because they've been beaten up by this here. This is very tough. It's very difficult to trade this stuff here. So by the time, because there's no direction, right? You guys see that? So by the time by the time the price moves, okay, to the upside, they're either totally they're either totally out of capital or they've just basically given up, and that happens quite a bit, and then they miss out. They're on the sidelines now while the move is happening.
Now, you know why that's important, guys, is because you don't know that sideways move. I call it sideways downward move. You don't know how long that's going to last. I've seen that last for months. I've seen it with stocks last for years.
Yeah.
So you don't know how long that's going to last.
True.
Yeah. Another thing we want to take a look at is this here. So when we short, you will see the same example. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so you guys notice here, right? You remember the pullback I talked about, right? The pullback when you buy, we get a buy signal at resistance, right? So the buyers are coming in, and we get a buy signal at resistance to take the price up, and then we want to anticipate a pullback to support, right? We talked about that, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's do this here. You remember this here? A buy signal, anticipate a pullback, okay? To stop out traders. The traders are putting support, stop losses right in here in this area below. So institutions, all the brokers are gonna kick you out of that trade before they move the price higher, okay? Before they move the price higher. Remember this right here, right? You're going to get a buy signal, anticipate this pullback, right? Because they're going to kick you out. They're going to kick traders out of the trade that have stop losses in here before they move price higher. It's the same on the short side. So here was our short signal here to go short on a break of support, right? Here is our red short signal here, broke support. Here is our short signal to go short. Okay, price went down. What happened to price after that?
Pull back.
It went back up, right? So
Yep.
all those traders, guys, all those traders, all right. So all those traders, guys, that had stops right in here. So they were going short. So they put a protective short, a stop loss right above the support right here to protect their trades. They got kicked out of the trade. You guys see that?
Yeah.
They would have gotten kicked out of the trade. And guess what? They would have gotten kicked out, and guess what? The price continued down. So always anticipate a pullback. And if we know what we are doing, if we anticipate that pullback, we know that, hey, guess what? The buyers, the shorts are in control. The shorts are in control. After this white candle here, we get a red candle, we could have gotten in and added to our position. Is it an aggressive move? It's definitely an aggressive move, right? But you can certainly do that. You could have added right after this white consolidating candle right here, this red candle, you would have added more to take the price down. When you guys get really good at this, you'll be able to do that, and you'll see where your trading will certainly improve.
Mhm.
You see that?
Basically, it's trust the system. Is what you're saying.
Yeah. Trust the system, but also understand what's happening. You know, it's understanding what's happening with price. It's understanding what's happening with the institutions. Okay. It's you know, yes, it's trusting the system. Trusting the system means that yeah, the reason why we want to trust the system is because we don't have full knowledge of what's happening. So I can take a trader that's able to draw in his or her own support and resistance line. I can take just a blank chart, guys, a blank chart without any of this. But a trader that has been trading for years and really understand how the market makers are moving price, they could do this. They could take a blank screen, draw in their support and resistance line, okay, follow the price, okay, and be able to do this. But you need a lot of experience, and you need to understand how the institutions are moving price. They are not moving price in random. They're not randomly moving price. Okay, they're not randomly moving the price. So the system will help you, okay, because it would take years to understand this. Okay, so by following the system, you will follow what they're doing without actually knowing what they're doing. You don't have to know what they're doing. You don't have to understand how they're moving price. It does help. It will help if you know how they're moving price and what they're doing with price. Okay, like these big candles, you got to know when we get a large candle, okay, a green candle, that's buying. That's a lot of buying, and it's not a retail trader. That's a big institutions. That's a big boy coming in and getting into the market and saying, hey, we are done selling. We are done selling. We're going to buy, and we're going to take that price up. So when you get a big candle, a large candle like this, know that that's a big institution putting a lot of money into the market. So guess what? They are committed to that trade. So any pullback will be a test to support, okay, to get traders out and to get a cheaper price, before they take it higher. Make sense?
Yes.
Same
Yes.
thing to the up,
Mhm.
to the downside, same thing to the downside, same thing to the upside. Okay, same thing to the downside, same thing to the upside. Expect a move to the upside, a pullback, and then price will move higher. If it fails and hits support, okay, then, you know, guess what? It wasn't a strong move, so we just get out.
Mhm.
Like Ken was saying here, right? If we, let's say we got a short signal here, price moves higher, we get a sell signal, okay, to get out, but stay with it. Stay with that trade. Don't, because if it gives another sell signal here, that might be the trade. That might be your trade. So don't get frustrated. Never get frustrated with your trades. It's not personal. It is not personal. It has nothing. The only time it's personal, okay, is if we don't know what we're doing. And if we're randomly trading, then it becomes, that's something different altogether. But if we're following the system, following the process, following the money, okay, it's not personal. It's absolutely not personal. Because what we want to do is we want to take small losses, big wins. Small losses, big wins. We need the big wins to pay for our small losses. It's never personal. It's never personal. The minute it gets personal, and it's very difficult, guys. I know it's very, trading is the most difficult thing that we will ever do. Yeah. You know, it is the most difficult thing that we will ever do, because it's our money. It's our money on the line. It's our capital on the line. So just understand that every time, it's a game of probabilities. And the way we make money is by taking small losses, big wins, small losses, big wins. And we work, our trades are always between support and resistance. If we trade between support and resistance, we will always have small losses, big wins. If we do anything else, then we'll have large losses, small profits. So a lesson, we're almost done here. We've gone over a bit. The lesson is this here. I want you guys to track Bitcoin. Okay, and we'll track it, okay? But track it on your screen, on your Monster Scalper. You've got it right in here on Monster Scalper, right in here. Just watch it. And so I put it right here. So just watch it, guys. And we do this a lot in the one-on-one coaching to kind of feel price. I want you guys to feel your emotions. See, Bitcoin is down. It's down. All the currencies are down right now. Okay. So I want you to do this. Pretend that you are out of the trade here, and pretend that it's moving higher, and feel how that makes you feel.
Well, that's the whole reason I brought it up. I don't have to
Yeah.
pretend it.
Exactly, right.
It is hurting. I feel it. I feel the pain, because I sold down there, and it's coming back up, and I'm thinking, holy crap, you know. And so no, I'm feeling it right now. That's the whole reason I brought it up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want you to continue to feel it, and everyone, guys, I want you to feel it. Feel how this makes you feel when it's okay. Let's say price moves higher and you feel like you're missing out. Feel that emotion. Feel it. If price is moving down, right? And you're like, wow, I should be in. Feel that emotion. Okay, feel it. You want to feel it, and then feel when let's say, for instance, you in a the price is down, right? So let's say EUR ZAR, right? The price is right down here, and let's say you're down. I want you guys to feel that. Okay, feel it. A good exercise to do when as a new trader, and even experienced traders, we'll get a lot of traders that's experienced, that have been beaten up in the market for years. And what we do is we got to break them down and build them back up. Okay, kind of like when you go to boot camp, right? and what we do is we, through the one-on-one coaching, especially, and then once they get trading again, is to trade a small lot. If it's Forex, a small lot size. Okay, so a small dollar amount, not paper trading. Okay, not paper trading, just a small dollar amount, so that the money is not a concern. We want to get to the point, guys, where money is not a concern with our trading. If we're trading for money, and we're not following the price itself and trading cutting your losses, then we'll be in our emotions. So we want to get to the point where we are numb with price. Yes, absolutely. It's obvious we want to make money, right? Through trading, that's what we're doing. Okay, we absolutely want to make money when we're trading, but we don't want to take money into our trading, right? So I tell a lot of traders, especially when you're new to trading, turn off, once you get into the trade, turn your phone off. Don't look at your phone. Follow the process. Turn your phone on. Don't look at your profit and loss. Just turn it off. Follow the process. Okay, that's very, very hard to do. That's very, very hard to do. But if we don't do that, we'll always have issues with trading. The good thing that you guys have, you have the system that's built on, and this is critical, that's built on the concept of support and resistance, and cutting your losses and letting your winning trades run. You guys are fortunate that you have a system that's built on those principles. I mean, here was a one here. There was a buy signal right here, break of this resistance right here, price failed. Guess what? Broke support, got us out right here. We had a small loss, but guess what? We didn't have a big loss. So you guys are very fortunate that you have a process that's automated. I mean, I didn't have this years ago when I started trading. Okay, but with technology the way it is now, we have a process, a system that's based on the same principles that have worked for years. For 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So here, just if you guys are in the ZAR pairs, feel the trade, feel the pull, anticipate the pullback, feel the pullback, feel it. Be one with price. Try to be one with price. Feel what's happening here. Know that, hey, price came down in here. This is what the institutions are doing. Say, they got them again. They didn't get me. They got them, right? That's how I look at it. They got them, and guess what? Okay, they're looking to move price higher again. They're gonna continue their move to the upside. Boy, I'm hoping, that's how I look at trading. I'm hoping that I get a green candle here, and now I can add to my position and now move higher. rather than being in a fearful state. Okay, and a lot of times when we're in a fearful state, a lot of times it's because we don't understand what's going on, and that's fine, right? Don't expect to be a pro at this. Don't expect to be a pro at this, right? Unless you've been doing it for many years. Don't, you know, your profession, your job, that's your profession. You know, trading is just like any other profession, guys. It takes a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill. Okay, but you do it long enough, you'll get it. Let's say price fails and gets down into this area and we get a sell signal. That's okay too. There is nothing that we did wrong. There's nothing that we did wrong. We take our small loss and guess what? We get out. Because guess what? The shorts could come in and move price all the way down to this support, break support, move it all the way. And guess what? We've had a small loss, not a big loss. Okay, but most importantly, we're following a proven process that works. Which is what? A proven process that works time and time again, which is what, guys? Which is what?
Are you looking for the word a system?
Yeah, but what else? What
edge.
The
edge.
The edge.
Yeah.
But which is
a method?
A method, yeah, a method of cutting losses, cutting your losses quickly, and staying in the winning trade as long as possible. That's your edge. So good, that's your edge. The edge of any proven system, any good system, is cutting your losses quickly, getting out of the losing trade quickly, and then staying in your winning trades for maximum profit. Okay, here is a good example. Here, we stayed in the winning trade. We didn't get out. All of this right here, all of this happened here. We stayed in. So we got maximum profit. And guess what? We got out here. We didn't sustain all of these losses here. So remember, your goal in trading, always cut your losing trades quickly, stay in your profitable trades as long as possible, because we need our profitable trades to pay to cover our losing trades, because we will have losing trades.
That Ed Sakata song.
What's that?
That song, Ed Sakata, was it?
The Whipsaw song.
Whipsaw song. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So whenever you guys are in trades and you get frustrated, go on Google, type in the Whipsaw song by Ed Sakata, you know, and listen to that song. Listen to that song. It will help. Okay. And something else that you guys might want to do. Okay. Always trade with capital, okay, that you don't mind losing. Okay. So and understand that there's going to be times when you want to trade heavy, and then there's times when you want to pull back. Okay, times when you want to trade heavy, times when you want to pull back. Okay, so here with the Dow, right here is when we had a sell signal that's consolidating. That's when we want to pull back. Okay, we want to trade a small amount of capital. Now we've got a buy signal, price is moving higher. We can look to put more capital to work. Okay, if you've got a losing streak, right? Pull back on your capital, small amount of capital. Okay, that makes sense. So if you've had several trades where you know, man, it's not working out, pull back. Don't keep going heavy. Pull back, trade a small amount of capital, okay, just so that you in the game until things improve, your confidence improve, the market improve, and then move higher. But never stay on the sidelines as a trader, because then you're not building your skill, you're not improving. Okay, so you don't want to stay out of the market for a month, 6 months. No, always be in the market. There's always something to trade, especially with the several systems that we have. Just pull back, and even if it's $20 you're trading, just trade. You know, if it's $100 in your account, $200 in the account, you're taking a $20 trade. Do that and improve.
You know, David, I see that all the time, where you get somebody, they don't have money and they don't trade in the market. They totally just walk away from it, not paying attention. And then when they get a chunk of money, they go put it all in the market and they lose it right away because they have no idea what's going on.
It's a bad thing to do. It's a bad thing to do. Part of trading is I watch the markets, guys, almost 24 hours a day. I mean, traders will come, tell me, David, do you ever sleep? Right? And I don't get a lot of sleep.
I was wondering the same thing, by the way.
I mean, I get that all the time, because you want to think of the market, guys, as a living, breathing thing. It's like a living, breathing animal. So so the minute we get away from it, we lose all perspective of it, and it's hard to see what's happening. So we always, if we are serious about this, right, we always want to be in the market. There's always something to trade. Okay, so if it's not Forex, if it's not the yen pairs, it might be a different set of pairs. It might be equities. It might be, it might be something else. Okay, but always be in the market if you're serious about trading, and that will sharpen your skills. And Kim is right. If you're out of the market, you miss out on big moves. You're not sharpening your skills. And guess what? When you get capital, let's say you get capital, you put it into the market, and then you're putting it into the wrong time. You're putting it in the wrong time.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what happened to me. As I got into sniper traders the first week, because I didn't have enough time to transfer money into the Schwab account for the first one, but the second round of sniper traders, when these things came about, I had $6 grand, and I think I put 2 into each. 3 recommendations, gave 2 into each, and it just happened to be. It just happened, and I went heavy. And you even told me, David, you said, "Yeah, man, you went heavy." But you know what? Yeah, I went in there, and yeah, I came out a little bit disheartened. I said Monday morning, I said, "Oh my gosh, this didn't work out well," So I lost basically half of it. But yeah, it discouraged me a little bit. But I'm still in. I'm in for the long haul. But yeah, and you told me, you said you need to learn to gauge your capital properly. Yeah. I just went in full guns, $6 grand. It came in my account, and I put $2 grand on each one.
Yeah, that's heavy. And the market, see, guys, the market doesn't care what we want. Right? The market doesn't care. So we might have this grand scheme idea that, hey, we've got capital. And we're ready to make money. That we are ready, not the market is ready. We are ready, and I would rather see in trading, right? I would rather see someone without any capital. I'm talking about a $500 account. Okay, with the skills, with the skill set, that trader with $500 account with the right skill set and mindset and able to follow the system and process religiously, consistently, can take that $500 and turn it to 1,000. Take that 1,000 and turn it to 5,000. Take that 5,000 and turn it to 10,000. Take that 10,000 and turn it to 40,000. Okay. The reverse is that we can take a trader with 100,000 without the right mindset, without the right principles, without a good process or system, and take
reckless, basically reckless.
Yeah, and take that $100,000 to 80, to 50, to 10, okay, to $1,000 very quickly. Okay, so, you know, and it happens all the time. You know, I will finish with this. The sad thing about trading is this, that anyone can open an account. Okay, anyone can open a brokerage account and get into trading just like that. And not realizing that trading is a profession just like any other. Okay, you know, I mean, you wouldn't trust a doctor, someone to operate on, we wouldn't trust someone to operate on us without a medical license, right? That has, you know, 2 weeks of training, right? But we do that with the markets. You know, the markets will take all our capital, you know, and it will do it very, very quickly if we don't know what we're doing. So, you know, a good principle, a good way to look at trading is, yes, you want to use small amounts of capital. As your knowledge grows, as your interest grows, your awareness with what's happening, your skill level, then increase your capital. Think of your capital, the amount that you're going to trade, as resistance. Okay, just like we have to, just as price, you know, is breaking resistance. Okay, and that's some of the stuff we go through on the one-on-one training is, as price breaks resistance. You see how price is having a tough time breaking resistance, right? See how it's having a tough time breaking resistance, but then once it breaks resistance, boy, we get a nice pop. Think of this as your trading. Think of this as your personal trading. Okay, you have resistance also. As traders, we all have resistance. Okay, we have resistance levels based on our knowledge. We also have resistance levels on our capital. So you'll find that a trader might have a comfort level at a $2,000 account size. That's his resistance, his or her resistance. If that trader builds that account to $5,000, guess what? Sometimes that trader has that's a whole nother level, resistance level for that trader, because he's never had that capital, that account size before. Okay, and now he's taking larger amounts of trades, larger trade sizes, right? So guess what? A lot of times a trader will not do as well trading a $5,000 account compared to a $2,000 account. Okay, so sometimes you might have to stay at that $2,000 account for a while. It might be 6 months to get to that level where your mindset is right, your knowledge is right, okay, your comfort level is right to get to that $5,000 capital. And as you go higher, 10,000, you cannot, the pressure that it takes, okay, to trade a $2,000 account compared to a $50,000 account size is very, very different. That takes a totally different type of person. okay? And trading a $50,000 account size, okay, to a $200,000 account size is a different person. You've got to break through so many mental barriers.
Oh, the stress level is
Yeah.
much higher.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't take it personally. Just look at it as an opportunity for growth. Okay, and we can't go from 2,000 to 50,000. There are resistance. There are resistance levels that we have to get through as individuals, as human beings, as traders. Okay, so it's a process. Don't try to do this overnight. We are not trying to do this overnight. It's a process. Okay, just like this trade, price didn't move from here to here in one day. It was a gradual process, and so is your trading. Okay, so I hope this helps.
It did.
I hope this helps. Anything else? Nothing else?
I'm all set. One thing I am doing, guys, is aside from with the cryptocurrencies, I'm trading Coinbase, Marathon Digital, and I'm trading some of those other stocks too that David had up in Monster Scalper, and those were two that he had in there. Is Coinbase and Marathon Digital. I think I saw Cliff Natural Resources in there and a few other ones. And so I'm actually trading when it comes to Bitcoin. In some ways, I'm trading the actual proxies and instead of the actual coin.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Okay, guys, go ahead.
I have something to bring up, and this might be to my colleagues here that here, and I like seeing the same familiar faces. And this might be directed more to my colleagues and David, if you can be non-partial and all this stuff, but it's basically platforms. I'm a Schwab guy only because that's what I got involved with before. And there's TradeStation, there's so much now, Forex.com. With Schwab, I cannot do Forex. But like I said, David, I don't know if this is, if you need to be impartial on this or something like that. And I know you're recording this, but can I get some guidance as far as platforms, as far as where this might be, you know, to my colleagues here that I see here, but some platforms where I think that it might be easy to use or something like that, personal opinions, and what do you guys think? And you too, David, of course.
So this is for Forex?
Yeah, actually, yes, Forex, because right now I'm with Schwab. I know TradeStation does a lot of stuff. I'm with Schwab for options. With the Sniper, I am doing a Schwab just because I have an account with them for a long time. But Forex, I cannot do it on Schwab. But what do you guys recommend?
Well, go ahead.
I have, for example, I have TD Ameritrade, and I use the platform called Thinkorswim.
Okay.
I like it because it's in a margin account. But I'm not sure if I'm able to trade Bitcoin. Never tried, never. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see right now.
Joe, can you trade Forex?
Yeah, definitely.
Trade
Yeah.
Forex on it?
Yes.
Okay, so the number one Forex broker, perhaps in the world, definitely in the country, in the US, is Forex.com. Okay, so Forex.com is the number one Forex broker in the country. I recommend Forex.com. You know, there's also Hugo's Way that's out of the country, and then there's Trader's Way. The benefit of Forex.com is that it's regulated in the US. Okay, so you shouldn't have any issues with your capital. Okay, Hugo's Way and Trader's Way, they're out of the country, so they're not regulated. Okay, so that they're a bit riskier. The benefit of Trader's Way and Hugo's Way, and there are others out there, is that they offer more leverage. So they'll offer 500 to 1, 200 to 1, 300 to 1 leverage. Okay, Forex.com will only go as high as 50 to 1 leverage. Okay,
Pretty good.
50 to 1 leverage. Forex.com.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I'm more concerned about.
Okay, let me interrupt you right there, David. I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to interrupt you. When you deal with leverage, is it automatically done, or do you have to apply for leverage?
So
to do that?
Yeah, that's a good
Because
question.
I opened up the Forex.com app and everything. I'm just experimenting with it. So is it automatically leveraging me?
Yeah, so Forex.com is going to give you a standard 50 to 1 leverage. Okay, standard 50 to 1 leverage. Trader's Way, Hugo's Way, it's a scale. You can go up to 500 to 1 leverage, but it's your choice. You can select the leverage, okay, that you want. As a new trader, I do not recommend. I recommend traders, you can do whatever you want as a trader, you know, but as a new trader, just think as leverage as firepower, right? They're giving you more firepower, and leverage can work for you, but it can also work against you. Okay, it can also work against you. Okay, and with leverage, a lot of traders will blow up their account pretty quickly with a 500 to 1 leverage. That's why I don't like it. Okay, it's a lot of leverage. Okay, usually leverage like that is for more experienced traders. Okay, with that are day trading with tight stops. So they're day trading, they might look for 10, 15 pips, okay, and then they're out. Okay, the way we trade, we trading on a larger time frame. So it's if you put on a lot of leverage, you might lose a bit more, it could be a lot more. Okay, when you trade in, you want to think of more long term. Okay, and it's about building capital, building wealth. Okay, so in Forex.com, okay, if you want, if as a trader you want more leverage, okay, I say grow your account. Okay, grow the account. Okay, but then do it in a systematic way, just like you would trade in a systematic way. Build your account in a systematic way. Okay, so start off with 10, start off with 1,000, then build it to 2,000, and as your experience increases, you increase your account size. Meaning, as your experience increases, as your profits increases, use those profits to increase your account, and then also add to your account. We do not want to go from A to Z. We want to go A, B, C, right? It's a gradual step. So that's the problem with the leverage. The leverage, and the brokers don't care. They'll give you the leverage, and they know that most traders will lose all their capital within 30 days, 30, 60 days, sometimes a couple of weeks, they will blow up their account. Okay, so they don't mind giving you the leverage. Okay, so we want to be careful with, with adding a lot of leverage. I always tell traders, start off with Forex.com. Okay, especially Forex, these pairs will move, guys. I mean, we saw the yen pairs move quite a bit, right?
Yes.
They move quite a bit. So, you know, we just want to be careful with the leverage. Forex.com is a safe broker. It's a safe broker. They've been around for a while. They're regulated here in the US. You know, we want to be able to sleep good at night. And if we have an account out of the country, and we have traders that use Hugo's Way, we just don't know what could happen to that broker. Okay, because they're not
Forex.com, they'll give you a 1099 at the end of the year and everything.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, you know, if you want more leverage, I say, you know, build your account. You know, build your account and take good trades.
Well said.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you, guys. And I'm
Thank
really
you.
happy to see the same guys here all the time. So it's like building a network here with you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, David.
Yes.
You guys
Thank
are
you.
welcome. You're
Thanks
welcome.
to everybody.
All right.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you guys on Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. I'm off video. I'm in India right now. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. So, but nice to see you guys.
All right.
Nice to see you. Take care.
Safe flights.
Take care.
All right, take
Cheers.
care. All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks again, David.
Okay. Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.